Hey guys, come on in, come on in. I am Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs. Happy Friday. What did I do yesterday? Oh, I went to I got prayed over last night. That's why I didn't come on yesterday. And we had some other things going on. So anyway, come on in. I've got a series of ornaments that we're going to do. We're going to do this little guy here, Cane Rudolf, and we are going to paint him up. So come on in and hey Kathy, come on in. Happy Friday. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead. I don't think this is, y'all, I always say that though, but I really don't think this one's going to take very long. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to paint the bottom of this little guy down here. All right, so we're going to just take, this is another one of those little kits. Y'all, I got these little ornaments and they are so adorable. And anyway, so it's like with me being busy and going and everything, this is kind of a fun project to do. And thought that I'd show y'all just a couple of these different ornaments and go for it. So here we go. We're going to just kind of, I may need 2 coats on this. So how'd y'all do today? What'd y'all do? Anything fun? What did I do today? I was gone most of the day. And all right, so we've got his eyes. We're going to come back and do his nose and his little mouth. And remember that when you're painting, you want to make sure that you have a good amount of paint on the edge of your brush so that you can get a nice clean edge. And so that's what we're going to do. Now tomorrow I have a bridal shower to go to, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to come on maybe later in the afternoon, but a lot of it's going to depend on what time I get back. And anyway, so we're gonna just come in here, and then we're gonna come with some brown. All right, so how do I want to do this? Let me see. Hey Wilma, come on in. I'm Julie. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the top portion. I'm going to just go ahead and mix these colors because they're close enough in color that it's not really going to matter. And we're going to come up here and this little guy up on this side. This is going to be just a really cute little Rudolph ornament. So by the time Christmas gets here, we should have quite a few ornaments to put on our tree, right? And like I said, this is a kit that I got, and we're just going to kind of make some ornaments. One year I did ornaments where we made them out of plaster of Paris. Boy, was that fun. This is these are made out of wood. And we're going to see how these turn out. So, so last night I went and I got prayed over, and looking forward to some healing that's going to take place. I will keep y'all posted as things transpire. Once I am moving and grooving and walking and leaping and praising God, y'all are going to hear about all the good stuff that God is doing. Remember that my page name, Nothing is Wasted Design, comes from John chapter 6, verse 12, when Jesus was feeding the 5,000. And he told the disciples to go and pick up the leftovers so that nothing was wasted. Okay, so there we go. So this is going to be our little star guy. And it doesn't look like, let's see what color this is here. Green. Oh, I know. I don't need that. So we're going to take, and this looks like kind of a brownish black. This is going to be his eyes. So let me Let me clean my brush. And we are going to come in here. Let's see if this is going to. What kind of brush do we need? Remember that the brush is the most important way that you're going to get what you need. We're going to dry this. And then I think what I'm going to do, I think what I want to do is I'm going to come in here and I think I want to, I'm going to make this a little bit easier. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to paint this whole candy cane in white. And then after I paint this whole thing in white, then I'm going to come back and paint the red stripes. I think that's going to be easier than trying to go in between each little segment of the candy cane. And I'm going to probably switch brushes once I get to the other. So the first set of these that I got was a set of these ornaments, these kit ornaments. The first set that I got was a set of Santa Claus clothes. Now this set here is going to be a set of different kinds of things that have candy canes on them. So we'll see how this turns out. All right, so this is what we got. All we're going to do is paint this white. And we're going to come over here and we're going to paint the other side white. Because I think this is going to be the easiest way to make this happen. Rather than try and do each segment, I'm going to just do all the white segments. And then we're going to come over top, we're going to dry this, and we're going to come over top with some red. And then I'm also, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take and, all right, let's dry this. It looks like I missed a spot. I've got one spot over here that I actually missed, so I'm going to go ahead and get that. And I think I want to do a second coat on this so that it looks a little bit more white. That way you won't see the wood going through here. Got that guy. Now we're going to come over here. I had a mosquito just bite my foot, y'all. I don't know how they find me. There can be one mosquito in the house and he's going to find me. All right, here we go. And then we're going to come in and do every other segment in red. And then I'm going to take my, after we finish the candy canes, I'm going to take another brush and I'm going to use my glass mat to just kind of mix some red and white together to get some pink. All right, so there we go. See what we have. Hey, Nancy. I'm going to go ahead and paint his eyes and his nose flat. So let's go ahead and let's get his eyes in here. A little bit of an oval. All right, then we're going to get a little bit of black in here. Let me get a paper towel so I can offload on this. I don't want quite that much black. Remember that you want to have enough paint on your brush so that you get a nice, good, smooth line. All right, then we're going to do his nose. I think this guy's going to go pretty quickly, y'all. I don't know. By the time we get to the, get a little tiny bit more black. Come in here with his nose. And then I'm going to come, I need something really, really, really tiny. Maybe this brush right here. Take a little tiny bit. We're going to come in here. Here we go. All right, so this is what we have so far. And then we're going to take and we're going to put a little bit of white in his eyes. But before we do that, we are going to dry it. All right, so we've got the black. Let's dry this again. We need to put some cheeks on him. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here on my glass mat, and I don't need much. I'm going to just put a little teeny tiny bit of white paint. Let me close this up. And a dot of red so that we can get some peach. Ooh. Probably don't need that much. All right, we're going to do just a little bit. Just going to mix this right on my glass mat because this will make cleanup a whole lot easier. I don't need a whole lot of this. So here we go, y'all. Okay, we're going to come in here. Just kind of give him some cheeks. Kind of make them look like they're pretty even. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Isn't it cute? All right, and we're going to clean our brush. And then I'm going to come back. Let's see, I need like a really, really small, so I'm going to take a really tiny, small brush with some white. And I'm going to put some white in his eyes. And just a dot. I'm going to put just, let's see where I want to put this. I'm going to put it right, I guess right about here. One there. One there. And then we're going to give him just a dot on his nose, just to make his eyes come to life. Isn't it cute? All right, so now, so let's close this up. We're going to get our red out. These things are hard to close. And now what we're going to do is we're going to come in here. All right, I don't need my white anymore. And I want to get the right brush for this. All right, so we're going to just kind of clean this up here. Which is nice thing about these glass mats. Right, that's still got black in it. I need to get that out of there. Went looking for cars today, y'all. Found the car I want. A little bit more than I was hoping it was going to be. So I don't know. Hey, Amanda. I don't know what's going to happen. We're waiting for God to bring us a check. All right. So let's see. If I come in here and do white, 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 and all right, let's come in here and do red. Let's see here, white, white, white. We're going to do, this is going to be red. I might need a different brush, y'all. I have not sold that this is the right brush yet. All right, let's give it a try. All right, we're going to just come in here. I'm going to offload. I'm going to turn this around. And there's little grooves on here that tell me where to paint. So that's going to be white. This is going to be red. And we're just going to do every other stripe. And we're going to come across here. This one's quite a bit easier than the Santa Claus. Those Santa Claus were kind of challenging, but we figured it out, didn't we? All right, so we got this one, white, white, and we're going to do red in here, and red in here, and red here. I'm just going to make sure that I get all right, where's the next red one? So that's white, that's white. All right, we're going to do red in here. And we're going to just do every other stripe. I did some really cute. I should wear one of the ornaments that hey Nancy, that I made with the plaster of Paris. I may need to see if I can find some cute molds to do that I did gosh, several years ago. Okay, so here we go. So we've got that, and now we're going to do this side over here. Same thing. We're going to do like these three are going to be kind of hard to see. Going to bring this guy. This one is going to go like this. Just getting a little bit of paint, but you want to make sure that you get enough that you get a nice clean edge on this too. There we go. This is just an itty bitty brush. This is like, it says a number 2, but the numbers on paintbrushes really don't mean anything unless you are actually using all the same brushes in the same line, because I've learned that they don't cross over to mean anything if you're mixing and matching your brushes. Okay, so this one's going to go here, that one's going to go there. All right, so then we're going to come up here, and we're going to just do every other stripe. This is going to be a cute little guy once he's done. All right, and we got this one, and that one, and let me look, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this guy's going to be a breeze compared to the Santa Claus that I did, y'all. All right, and we're going to come in here. And then we're going to come up here. How many of y'all like to paint ornaments? Have any of y'all ever painted ornaments? Fun, fun, fun. I think you either have the patience for it or you don't. If you don't like just sitting at a table and painting, it does take some getting used to, but it is fun. All right, there we go, y'all. So that guy's done. All right, let me come over here and clean this one up right across here. And right across here. All right, let me get that in the water. Clean that brush out. I think that, oh, I need to put some dots on here is what I need to do. All right, let me get my brush. And we're going to come in here. And I'm going to just drop some dots on here. Let's do this in white. All right. So here we go, here we go, here we go. All right, so we're going to come in here and we're going to just drop some dots on here. I'm going to clean this, dry this brush off a little bit. All right, here we go, y'all. Just going to kind of put a few dots on here. I've got just a little teeny tiny brush and just barely tapping this. You know me and my polka dots. I like my polka dots. And remember that when you're doing your polka dots, you want to do them in groups of 3. All right, this one's going to go up here, down here. And you want to occasionally do one off of the edge to make it look like it continues. Okay, almost done. Looky here, see what we got? We got us some little dots here, kind of like a fawn. Come over here, and then we will glue our, now the trick for me is going to make sure that I don't stick my hands in these dots. Okay, this is what we have, y'all. Isn't he cute? Cute, cute, cute. Okay, so we've got that. So the only other thing we need now is we need to dry this. All right, let's get us some glue. we're going to pull out our tight bond. I wonder if I can get this to work. Let's see if it'll come out. Nope. I think I need to take this all the way off. Maybe not. Seems like this needs to come all the way off. It is stuck. All right, let me see if I can get I want to see if I can get a toothpick and open this up. See what we got here, y'all. Oops, got a broken toothpick. All right, let's try this again. Doesn't see, I don't see where it's clogged. There we go. I want this to flow so that I can use this little tip. All right, let's see if we can get this unclogged. I don't know how you keep it from getting clogged the next time. We're going to at least get it open this time, right? It's kind of pulling that. All right, let's see what happens. See if it's going to squeeze for us. There we go. All right, there we go, there we go. All right, so now we're going to take and we're going to put this little guy on here. We've got Rudolph with, all right, so this guy's going to go over here. Oh. All right, that's going to work, y'all. This guy's going to go over here. All right, let's do it. Let's do it, let's do it. Here we go. Let's see if I can get, this is like, this nozzle is a bad idea. Huh. Hang on. There we go. Broken toothpick. All right, let's try it again. Let's try and see if we can get this cleaned out. Like I said, I don't know what's going to keep it from clogging again. All right, let's try that and see what happens. There we go. Now, I don't know how you keep it from clogging up every time you use it. I like my popsicle stick idea better. This is just kind of ridiculous. All right, we'll put this on here. This is fast drying stuff, so we got to move fast. All right, here we go. I'm going to put this on here. Line it up. There we go. Wipe the paint on. All right, I don't like this. We're gonna get. I like my popsicle stick idea the best. Or I could take some glue over here, maybe. See if I can get this in here. This is just, they need to come up with a better idea for squeezing this, and I don't know what to recommend for them, but we're going to be good. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and smooth this out. Make sure that all right, here it goes, here it goes, here it goes. All right, let's get these candy canes on. Don't you love these candy cane ornament antlers? All right, line it up. Getting better at lining these up. Okay, and then we're going to stick this on here. Hey Lisa, how are you? And we got us another ornament. Now, I think there is, tomorrow I'm going to a bridal shower, y'all. All right, I got a ball and some twine. So let's see if we can put this on here. Kind of get this untied. And we're going to go through here. Let's see how we want to do this. And I'm thinking we will take, all right, let me do this. I think I want to tie this in a knot. Turn it so y'all can see it. Tie this in a knot. And now we're going to come up here and we're going to stick this little ball on here on a wooden bead. Oh no, it's not going to, they're both not going to fit. All right, let's see if I can push it through here. I may need to get another toothpick out. All right, hang on. Let me put these back at the same length. All right, I'm going to need to cut this so that it's not frayed. I think I'm going to put a piece of, well, I can't put a piece of tape on it because then it won't fit through this hole. Maybe I could do one piece of tape. All right, let's see if it's going to go, y'all. Come on, come on. Let's push this through and see what we get. All right, there's one. Which one? That's that one. I think I could. It seems, it doesn't look like there's enough room to put a piece of tape through there. There it comes. Yay! Okay, here we go, y'all. Here we go. We're gonna pull this tight. And I'm gonna do another knot. And then a second knot. Probably should have paid attention and done a square knot. And then we're going to come up here and we're going to make this so that we have place to, there we go. And there's our square knot. All right, there we go, y'all. Look at that. Is he not too cute or what? Under hot water in the sink. The, this stuff here, the twine, what does the hot water do? Teach me something. Oh gosh, just got that all over my shoulder, my shirt. What does the hot water do? All right, we're gonna put this on here. Probably ought to put like a little dab of glue on here. Keep it from unfraying, huh? Teach me your ways. All right, let's put a little dab of glue on here, so that this does not come undone. Y'all, I gotta leave my house tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. And I am not a morning person normally. But I'm going to get up and I'm going to get out of here. So, all right, looky there. This is what we have. All right, and I put a little dab of glue on there. Is that not too adorable? This is Rudolph, Candy Cane Rudolph. All right, y'all. So we got another Christmas ornament. I've got a series of Christmas ornaments that we're going to be doing, and I'm going to kind of mix and match, and I need to get some fall stuff in here for you. And I hope that this has inspired you to try something new. I love y'all. Jesus loves you more, and I hope y'all have an amazing night. I'm hoping to be on tomorrow later in the afternoon, maybe evening. And y'all have a great night. Talk to you later. Thanks for joining me. Bye.